It was a warm summer morning in Willow Creek, a quiet town where nothing bad ever seemed to happen. Families left their doors unlocked, children played in the streets until sunset, and the local sheriff's department was mostly occupied with noise complaints and the occasional petty theft. But July 8, 2013 changed everything. That morning, 10-year-old Emily Carter woke up buzzing with excitement. It was her birthday. Her mother, Claire, was already up decorating the living room with balloons and baking her favorite chocolate cake. Her father, Michael, had taken a day off work to help prepare for the party. Emily wore her favorite blue dress with white flowers and smiled at herself in the mirror, unaware this would be her final morning. Emily left the house at 10 a.m. to invite her best friend, Noah. She promised to return soon. Claire kissed her goodbye, and Emily shouted, "I'll be quick, Mama." But she never came back. By noon, Claire was pacing. By 1 p.m., she had called every nearby parent. No one had seen Emily. Panic settled in. Michael contacted the police by 3 p.m., and by nightfall, the whole town was searching. Flashlights pierced the woods. Dogs tracked every trail. Helicopters hovered overhead. Yet Emily had vanished. Detective Laura Bennett was assigned the case. A mother herself, she immediately felt the weight of this tragedy. When she saw the untouched cake and drooping balloons inside the Carters' home, she knew something was terribly wrong. Searches intensified. Known offenders were questioned. Tip lines were flooded. Emily's picture appeared on TV stations and flyers across the state. But not a single lead held. The story made national news. Yet the silence was deafening. 3 weeks later, 2 hikers near the old mill found a shallow grave. Inside it was Emily. Wrapped in a sheet, her body was battered. Her dress torn, her arms bruised. The autopsy confirmed she had been strangled, and she had fought back. It was not an accident. It was murder, a child's murder. The news crushed Willow Creek. Parents no longer let their kids outside. The playgrounds emptied, and whispers of fear echoed louder than laughter. Everyone believed the killer was one of them. Someone local, someone trusted. Claire Carter shut down emotionally. Michael tried to be strong, but the marriage couldn't survive. He moved out months later. They were broken, and so was the town. Despite pressure to close the cold case, Detective Bennett refused to give up. She left a white flower every year on July 8th at the site where Emily was found. She kept a drawing Emily made on her office wall, a sketch of her family and dog with a heart above it. Years passed. Headlines faded, but Bennett remembered, and she never stopped believing the truth would surface. In 2025, new DNA technology changed everything. A small scrap of Emily's dress, kept in storage for 12 years, was retested. It held partial male DNA, and it matched someone in the national database. Jake Holloway. He had lived 5 houses away in 2013. He'd even attended Emily's vigil. Shortly after the funeral, he disappeared from town. At the time of the DNA match, Jake was in prison for armed robbery. Detective Bennett flew to confront Jake in prison. At first, he denied everything. But when she laid out the DNA, the timeline, and Emily's photo, he broke. He said he saw Emily walking alone, pretended to need help. When she screamed, he panicked and killed her. Then he buried her behind the mill and went home like nothing happened. He remembered the party balloons on her porch. "I didn't think it would go that far," he whispered. Jake was extradited to Willow Creek and charged with first-degree murder. The courtroom was packed. News cameras returned. Jurors cried as Bennett read out Emily's final moments. Claire sat silently in the front row, holding Emily's stuffed rabbit. When the guilty verdict was announced, Claire finally wept. Deep, painful sobs shook her body. It wasn't peace, but it was something. It was closure. This was more than a crime story. It was a story of grief, of love, of unrelenting determination to find truth. Emily Carter's light was stolen far too soon, but her voice was heard, and the man who silenced her would never walk free again. Justice finally had spoken,